After Mix's abilities got revealed, the reaction was pretty underwhelming. People weren't even talking about the agent. Most of the attention went to the changes on Skye, Yoru, and Clove instead. On paper, Mix looks weak, like a worse version of abilities we've already seen on other agents. But after a few weeks of playing him, people started realizing there's a lot more you can do with his kit. So in this video, we're going to show you how to get the real value out of his abilities and use them to carry your ranked games. Right now, most players default to Omen, Astra, or Clove. Omen brings one of the strongest flashes in the game and works in almost any situation. Astra controls the map from anywhere. And Clove thrives in ranked, where self-sufficiency and firepower matter more than coordination. So where does Mix fit into all of this? With options like those, it's easy to just default to the meta picks. But Mix brings something different, so let's break down what he really offers that others don't. Let's start with attack. In ranked, there's often not much coordination or comms, and not everyone is on the same page when it comes to defaulting. So players just end up rushing a site, and that kind of playstyle is something Mix can strongly play around and get a lot of value from. Using Harmonize on your entry duelist lets you hit sites faster than rotations can come in. Site players get overwhelmed before their teammates can even help, and it becomes much easier to take full site control and secure the post plant. Now combine that with your Concuss on the rotation pass they like to take, and the site player gets stuck alone. You still have a second charge to protect the planner if you choose to push deeper and utilize the active Stim you have. Another way to use your Concuss is throwing it onto common hiding spots on site. That puts enemies in a bad spot. They either swing out into you, get stunned, and become easy to kill, or they break it and give away their position. And yes, M-Pulse can be destroyed, which instantly ends its effect. So if you're using it to stop swings, place it outside your smoke so rotating enemies can't break it easily. If the path you're blocking is narrow, you can tuck it around a corner. It still covers the lane, but it's almost unbreakable. Mixed smokes are pretty standard, but they last longer than most and recharge over time, which makes it easier to control the site both before and after the plant. For his ultimate, the Deafen masks your team's footsteps, making it harder for enemies to tell when and where you're peeking from. On top of that, the slow makes it much harder for them to trade effectively, and the pushback can expose players holding close angles, putting them in an easier spot to fight. It's strong when you use it directly on site, but you can also use it on the sides where you smoke. That way, you catch players trying to swing off the anchor, and your crowd control stops any trades, leaving the site player isolated. You can also adjust his ult while casting, similar to the Sova ult, which makes it harder for enemies to dodge and helps you avoid hitting your teammates. If you have your ult in post plant, you can use the pushback to cancel the defuse. Just make sure your plant and positioning are set up so that the diffuser gets pushed off the spike from where you cast it. If you're not in a position to do this, or the enemies still have plenty of time left, you can use your ult to trade against their retake utilities, like a recon and an Omen blind. Even with the cast time, they'll be caught slowed and deafened in the open. Yes, they can still shoot normally, but without the movement, they become much easier targets to hit. Mix's kit is also great for selling fakes, especially with duelists who can get in and get out. Yoru can use his clone to fake numbers, Waylay can dash in, and both can TP back safely. With Mix, you can smoke and bring an initiator with you to sell the hit with your utility. If you want to take it further, you can use your ult to add in even more chaos and confusion. Once your utils have been shown, walk back instantly. When you're far enough, you can both stim and rotate quickly back to the real site. Switching to defense, Mix can work as a site anchor, especially with 2 concusses to delay a hit. But as a solo controller, your team on the other site won't get a smoke in time, especially with Mix's limited range. You'll get more value playing mid, where you can cover all sites with your smokes on time, rotate quickly with Harmonize, and slow down pushes with your Concuss. Harmonize is great for fast rotations, but it's even more impactful in chaotic fights. The faster fire rate, quicker reload, and the added movement speed can easily swing those duels in your favor. And since the duration extends with every kill or assist, it can keep giving you value throughout the round. Using Harmonize lets you get on site faster than the enemies rushing. If you still have it mid-round and you get a read that they're pivoting, you can use it on yourself and one teammate to reposition quickly and beat them to the next lane. Bonus tip, moving and shooting feels different when you're stimmed. And before Mix, this kind of effect wasn't something you'd experience often. So it's worth spending some time practicing this in the range. Pick Mix, turn on practice, activate Harmonize, and get used to how your movement and shooting timing feels at that speed. If it feels too crowded, step to the side and use your ult to push the bots out. Kill a few so they respawn in the center, depending on how many targets you want to work with. Then move to the opposite side so you don't accidentally spawn the other ones. Use fewer bots if you want to focus on bursting, or add more if you want to practice spray transfer. Mix's abilities put you in favorable fights, but it won't matter if you're not hitting your shots. If you want to fix that, check out this video where we break down a full Valorant round, go through the aim situations that come up, point out the skills involved, and show you how to train them. When you start converting these fights, Mix's kit feels a lot more impactful. Impulse pairs really well with fast rotations. A site that would have been lost can suddenly be saved with Mix's utility. Harmonize to get you there quickly, Smokes to block off their line of sight, and Impulse to delay with the Concuss and even heal injured teammates. Make sure you place it where it's harder to break so you get all 3 pulses. More healing and more delay from the Concuss. If you throw an accidental impulse, like a Concuss preventing you from pushing, a stun instead of heal, or a heal that might heal the enemies, you can always break your own or your teammate's impulse. In some situations, you can even use your heal to make it look like someone's there and bait the enemy. Mix's ultimate, Bassquake, on defense, is great for delaying a hit. You can use it early before they're out, or time it as they swing to catch them in the open. But if they already have the sight, you can use it to delay the plant instead, so your team can flood while they're busy trying to get the spike down. On retake, the slow makes it harder for enemies to swing and trade each other, and the deafen makes it easier to catch them off guard since they can't hear you coming. Mix is all about enabling your team, disrupting enemy timing, and setting up favorable fights. Once you start playing him to his full potential, he becomes a lot more fun to play and impactful. I hope this video helps you level up your Mix gameplay. Good luck in your games, and thanks for watching.